Go, intro.
It's time. Hey guys, what's up? It's Unveiled Eyes, and we are back with another review for Rwby, Season 2, or Volume 2, whichever way you want to look at it, Episode 2. And that's something I should mention for those of you who watched the previous episode, and it looks like we got a fair amount of views, so that's cool. We have a couple of our college friends here. Yeah, it's me and Dan, but we also have Maurice and Raiden, aka Thunder God guy over here.
Hello.
Um,
Hey
yeah.
guys.
So, in that case, I guess we should start and go ahead with the episode.
I like how you
Maurice.
introduced it Maurice and Raiden, and then Raiden said something first, and then Maurice said something second.
Yeah, I noticed that. Just for confirmation, guys. Way to go out of order. No, but yeah, that's their summary.
Yeah, we can go into it with you can like add in stuff as I'm talking to this time if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more overlays this time.
So basically we start out with like an opening shot with Beacon Academy and with Osmond and Glenda Goodwitch.
Yeah.
And I can't remember his name.
General James Ironwood.
Yep.
He's like coming in, and then we pretty much basically he comes to visit them, and basically how they're talking, you already know that they already knew each other from before, from the past, obviously. When,
yeah.
When
So is it just me, or is Glenda just like seemingly she's always in a bad mood?
I'll be honest, I think Ironwood hit on Glenda in the past, and she was not having it.
Yeah,
He totally tried to bone her in the back in the day.
Trying to use his ironwood.
wow.
Okay.
Plot twist, it's also a gun.
It shoots real bullets.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Gonna be a great overlay there.
Just like probably that, like Dan saying, and I was just saying that Glenda probably just likes to be just probably this a really serious person.
I mean, it's not just with Ironwood. I've just seen her really like annoyed at a lot of shit that's going on. Like last episode, she was annoyed because they had the food fight, and even when you see her have Rwby, she just slaps her on the wrist like literally, and so she just always seems like she's got to stick up her ass for some reason. It's funny because she's supposed to be the good witch, and that's like a play on words.
Yeah, we'll probably find out about that later on.
Mm-hmm. It's another one of those Wizard of Oz references where I wouldn't mind seeing like the whole Elphaba, aka evil green witch chick. But anyway,
I know I saw one of the weird things of that, but I don't remember it.
So like they're talking, and basically we find out that they both got the message from Crow from season 1 or volume 1 in the beginning, where they're talking about him bringing a bunch of troops and a bunch of ships with him. That he's explaining that he's just being cautious because of it. And then Osmond obviously is like saying how, you should not show militaristic strength right now when, because like we find out more about the purpose of the festival being for peace and unity. And then we pretty much go to the library where they're playing the Remnant game, which
they're not studying and being respectful students of the library. They gotta play.
I like the game because like it kind of shows more information about the Four Kingdoms.
Well, we get names for all of them for starters.
Oh, I was also checking the wiki. Apparently, like some of the kingdoms are already mentioned before.
They, for the most part, were, but
like we got more characteristics about each one.
Like Vacu was apparently a desert or something.
Yeah, a desert kingdom. Because we hear about like Sandstorm and things like that from Yang's card.
It's like Alabasta. I don't know if you know who that is.
Nope. Anyway, I think they also mentioned like Atlas is part of like Mantle, which is interesting. And then also, I forgot to say Osmond when he was saying that the general was coming down from somewhere, so like it could be like high up.
Well, yeah, Atlas to me sounds like it'd be somewhere up high,
Mm-hmm. We
like
also said that
shit.
he's a military leader and an academy leader.
well, now we know that Beacon is military run.
So yeah, they're playing the board game, and that was pretty funny.
Some weird vectoring more than that was pretty cool.
What did you say?
Some weird vectoring, but other than that, it was pretty cool.
What do you mean vectoring?
If you go back and rewatch it, just look at the way Ruby's torso moves around the screen. Like, there's some really weird like lighting effects on that
Mm-hmm.
that make it seem like there's a lot more depth there than like it makes it seem like her body's further away from the camera than it should be in proportion to where
Oh.
her face is.
Yeah, I thought something looked weird, but I couldn't really put my finger on what it was.
Yeah, it was probably that.
Oh yeah, John admitted that Weiss told them.
They all know.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's a faunus, that Blake's faunus, and we find out that Neptune is from Haven. Like when he gets introduced to them.
I
Haven
think we
City.
also figure out where
Except not
Blake's
Haven
from,
City.
but I forget.
What did you say, Dan?
I think they mentioned that Blake says she's from somewhere too, but I forget where.
Yeah, I want to say I can't remember.
I don't
No,
think
no.
it was Vacuo.
She's not from any of them. She said she was from outside of the kingdoms. And
Oh
she's
yeah,
never...
there was. I know she mentioned somewhere specific, but it wasn't that name.
Yeah, she mentioned that when in the next scene when we find out that Osmond was speaking to her right after the whole thing from Volume 1, when like the whole thing with Roman Torchwick and
The
everything.
night of the event. He talks to her, basically.
Yes.
I also like how we like your confirmation on the trailers have already happened.
Yeah. I also liked how, or we were saying how it would have been funny if, because Blake kind of storms out of the room. She's not really paying attention to the game. She's there. But, we were saying how it would have been funny here if it was like, oh, hey, I just beat you guys. You all fell in my kingdom. And then she, because John was asking to play, and Ruby's like, well, we already have 4 people. So Blake was, she already seemed really uninterested. So it was like, oh, it would have been funny if she, had
Just
been like,
won
"Oh,
the game like
Dropped
that.
her
Yeah,
hand,
one of you guys-
won, and
I was
walked
like,
away.
okay, John, you can play now,
But yeah, what else? Osmond.
I was going to point out all the books in that library look like Xboxes. They really do, all of them.
But yeah, as we already pointed out, we find out that Blake wasn't really part of any of the kingdoms to get in to Beacon.
She just passed all the tests by being a badass. She didn't need any special training.
Yeah, which is
Pretty
really
much.
pretty cool for her character. We find out about that. And Osmond, I feel kind of bad for Osmond. He tries to reach out, like kind of as a fatherly, accepting figure, and I mean, and it kind of harkens back to what Blake's voice actor was saying about her character, and it's so it makes sense for it to happen. That she would be kind of distant and not really wanting to, even mention that she was part of the White Fang at all.
It's funny because her voice actor is completely opposite of her. She's all up there and bubbly and stuff. And she even did this really funny Sarah Palin accent. I don't know if
Oh, yeah,
you
that was
guys,
amazing.
No,
That was so funny.
that was really spot on.
If you guys have seen there's one of the podcasts that was released a while back. And
It was the
has
RT
all the
Ladies
actors.
podcast.
Yeah, it's RT Ladies. Yeah, you definitely should check that out. That was funny.
So she basically Osmond tries to reach out and get more information because it seems very obvious that she knows more, that Blake knows more than what she's actually saying.
Well, I think Blake knows Ozpint knows, but I don't think she knows how much he knows. And
So she wants to be safe.
She doesn't want to tell him anything he doesn't already know.
Exactly.
And
So
of course,
then-
it creates suspense and stuff. And us as plot watchers, we don't know any of that information.
I think it's also important to note that Blake is still getting information from somewhere.
Yup.
And I think she might still have some connections in the White Fang, even
I
if
think
she's not
so.
with them, like some of the holdouts.
Yup.
Well, what makes you say that?
Because she knows things. Like, how do you...
She knows about the current plans. It's not like...
Yeah, and like,
You know
how
what
do
I'm
you
saying?
track down that Torchwick can do all that crap
Yup.
without anyone else? It's like, I know you're good, but you're not that good.
Nope.
Now, if she had more control over her Shadow Clone semblance, I could give it to her, but she doesn't appear to. So it's like, okay.
Are you saying more information from in the next scene, or?
No,
in
I'm
general,
saying...
she knows what's going on. She knows
Yeah,
what's
she
what.
knows what the White Fang is doing right now.
No, I feel like she was just generally saying it,
Mm-mm.
and it's
Maybe.
kind of common sense to assume that because especially with your past experience with them.
Maybe. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'm calling it. She has connections.
But so yeah, in the next scene, that's when she's kind of raises the concerns with her team about that because Weiss is like, you're being so distant. You gotta at least open up to us, and then
Teamwork makes a
It's
dream
because
work.
I'm the key that connects everything. No. No, okay.
Memory is the key.
hmm
so they all
It's like a chain or something.
all a
Which,
Kingdom Hearts joke.
Just like my
just all,
weapon. No, no, it's
like the
funny because
Heartless.
Blake
I
has
mean
the
the
chain,
gram.
and it's just like, yes.
The Heartless. I mean the gram.
uh, yeah, they all agree to, trying to work together. Blake's really reassured by that because she points out, I was with the White Fang. I know what they can do. This is really serious. They're not going to wait for us.
And that was
Oh
before
yeah, I
they
mean
had
that was
giant
that was in the
dust-powered
trailer.
robots.
What did you say, Dan?
That was before they had giant dust-powered robots. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. If that stuff can get in the commercial market, like for the Schnee company having those androids, White Fang has connections.
hmm
And then the final thing, Ruby runs out to get her board game and flips in this and
Giant plot twist. Infiltration achieved.
Yes.
So apparently Cinder's younger than I thought.
No, she just can pull it off, I guess.
That transformation jutsu.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
this is probably the most important part of the episode, just because it shows that Ozpin and them don't know what any of Cinder's group looks like.
Nope.
They don't know Cinder's a thing, and that this is important enough and big enough that Cinder needs to go herself to ensure this does not get screwed up, and she needs to be there to see it done personally.
Yeah, Ruby bumps into Emerald, and then I feel like she also, when she talks to Cinder, I feel like she notices something's up.
No.
Like when they
I don't think
do a
she
little
does.
close up on her, they do a little close up right before she
I
can
don't think
start
Ruby
speaking to
notices
her.
anything, even though if
No.
anyone would, it would be her, because
Nope.
she, along with Glinda's the only one that's seen Cinder so far. And I
Yeah,
don't
but-
think unless we see Cinder fight or unless Ruby sees Cinder fight somebody or wear her regular getup, we're not going to see her.
Nope.
Ruby's not going to figure it out.
The only part of Cinder that Ruby saw was like her eyes because they were glowing, but I'm still
Well,
not
and
that's
her
really
getup
enough.
and fire powers.
Yeah. But
Other
well,
than
of
that,
what she saw, that's the only thing you could have noticed.
which, to be fair, Cinder has relatively unique eyes compared to everyone else. Like, everyone else has their own unique thing, but Cinder's are a lot similar to Blake's in the weird, like, shiny aspect.
Yeah.
Half sisters.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't know. I'm just saying that.
There's
No,
something
but-
there, but I don't have enough information to go on it yet.
I mean, but as a the style of a shonen anime, even though this is not that, but it usually just has that the main character isn't always the smartest person. So
That's why we have
you
four
know,
main characters.
Yeah, we have four main characters, but Ruby kind of falls into that category where she might not be paying attention, and thus might not catch on to things that we have seen. It's like, oh,
But the close up.
I don't think there's anything.
Yeah,
in
but
that
she
close-up.
wasn't. She didn't see the close up.
Yeah,
No, it was a close up on Ruby.
I don't
Or
think
the
that
pause. That's what I was
it's
saying.
possible. It's more possible to me that Cinder would know who she is than Ruby would know.
Well, obviously Cinder knows who Ruby is.
Yeah, it's
Cinder
like
knows who knows at very least who Blake and Ruby is
mhm.
because she's seen Ruby. She knows that Ruby knows Good Witch, and then Cinder knows that Blake crashed the party
Yep.
and screwed over Torchwick. So she's like, okay, Blake does some stuff.
And they also say as cover that they're from Haven.
Which is the same place Neptune's from.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to point that out too. Haven sounds interesting where maybe it could be like a more accepting place, I guess, since Sun doesn't really seem to even try to hide that he's a foreigner.
Yeah, but Sun's an
That's
arrogant
true.
fuck, so
Yeah, he is. He really is.
he wouldn't do it even if it were like heart of the racism era.
Nope. He doesn't care.
There's
That civil rights
speculation
movement.
about maybe how, like kind of the different areas, like Atlas being like kind of a cloud place, and then
And I don't feel like they have sky cities.
I don't know. Maybe.
If anything, it might have a military base in the sky, but I don't think they have an entire city up there because they
Mhm.
don't have levitation yet. They have those giant flying ships, but those take a lot of energy. I'm assuming.
probably.
So maybe a military base in the sky, but other than that, I couldn't see them investing the resources required to keep a city in the air.
Yeah, or if not at the sky, maybe like a mountaintop base or some shit like that. That's
Yeah.
more.
Oh, and like kind of high up among the clouds.
I mean, we know transportation is cheap, but we don't know how cheap.
So, did you guys have anything else to add?
Any predictions? Raiden, any thoughts?
Thoughts or predictions?
Giant robots.
Yeah, giant robots fighting explosions. Explosions.
Don't forget the stabbing.
Oh yeah, stabbing,
I
slashing.
think we might see Crow in the finale.
I'd like to see that, even if
I
it's just
want
for
to
like a
see
quick second.
At the very least, I want to see his weapon, and we just kind of
It's
assume.
gonna be Keishan Hunter.
Sure, why not? Like it.
What's that?
Keishan
It's Soul
Hunter.
Eater. Soul Eater
Eater,
reference.
yeah.
Oh.
Just like Haven City's like a reference to Jack and Daxter. Just saying.
There's a lot of references in the show.
There really are. There really are. And I'm not even saying that is a reference. I'm just saying that's what
It's
I
not
think
even
of
a
when I think
bad
of
thing
it.
either, because like they know their audience.
Yeah,
They
they do.
have enough stuff that everyone's gonna get something.
Yep.
Everyone's gonna feel in on some joke that they make.
Yeah, I really like how.
Like how Jean was reading an X-Ray and Vav comic.
Liked it.
Yeah, I haven't watched Red versus Blue to get
That's
the
actually an Achievement Hunter
references.
reference, but
It's what?
that's actually an Achievement Hunter reference.
I haven't seen. See, I didn't even get to watch a lot of their series to know that, but
hmm But that's not bad because it's like connected.
you can still
to them.
enjoy it without it.
Yeah, like you'll
Yeah.
only notice it if you get the joke,
Yeah.
and if you don't, you'll just probably assume it's nothing.
So I like that, and I like the whole aspect. They kind of make it they make an interesting story that is still a lot of huge audience is still able to watch.
Oh yeah. Well, see,
Right.
they never knew it would take off that way, but then they even said that he's been planning this for years.
Yeah, he was
Just 'cause
writing
he-
it on his own because like, it was like his pet project he worked on,
Yep.
and then he finished the season, and his boss was like, "Hey, you did a really really good job on this. We didn't think we were gonna make it through that. Let's get you working on something that you want to work on that you made yourself." He's like, "All right, sweet."
Yep.
And this happened.
Anyone? You got anything else?
Oh no, I think we're done.
Okay. I don't know why everyone tries to hit on Weiss, even after all the signs everyone else gives him about Weiss.
Yeah.
It's like if my friend if I was walking with my friend, he's like, "Hello, person, Ice Queen, person." I would not be like, "I should hit on the Ice Queen."
Yep.
That is my best course of action right here. It's like, no, he didn't call her by
mean,
name for a reason.
She seemed to like Neptune, but
Because Weiss makes bad decisions.
Yeah.
Like, we already know Weiss is racist,
Yep.
and she's entitled, and she sees some smug prick with a pretty face walk up to her and say some nice words, and she's like, "This'll work."
Yep.
I don't think it'll work out, personally. I mean, she has money, so she need to care about money, but like, I don't know if he's gonna be smart enough. Because Weiss she's gonna be greedy. She's gonna want looks and smarts
Pretty much.
and attention, lots of attention. She's not gonna get any of it.
All right, so I guess that's the end of the episode. If you guys have any more comments or anything, you can just leave it down below, and we'll be doing episode 3, of course, next week.
Okay, guys. So we're done for this week, and come back next week and check out our review of episode 3.
What kind of ending was that?